All right, welcome again. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin. I am your empowerment coach. This channel is dedicated to empowering you to live, to love, and to be. We do that through a few different ways. I am joined on this video once again with my amazing wife of 20 plus years. She's been around for a long time. I must be doing something right? But we are talking about, pray for me. All right. But we have been talking about one of the shows that we watched together, a few different things, called what? Put a Ring on It.
Yeah.
It comes on the Oprah Winfrey Network, the OWN network. And so if you missed any of our previous ones, we do recaps and reviews of each episode. So if that's the content that you like, if that's something that was going to be helpful to you as you are looking to live, love, and be and learn how to love better.
Yeah.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That way you stay in the know on all of this. All right? Let's jump into it.
Man, so as we talked about this new TV show that just came out, these are couples that are living together, but either, one of them want to finally get married after being together, living together, sharing things together. So, but they're at this crossroads of deciding if they want to get married. So we have 3 couples. And so let's kind of get into the couple that we didn't talk about on the last recap that we wanted your opinion on. That was Mimi and
Ulysses. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's Ulysses. It's spelled a little differently. We can spell things a little differently sometimes, but it's Ulysses is how it's pronounced, right?
We love to do that as Black people.
Yep.
So it's okay.
Stolen culture, but that's a whole other story.
Right. That is true.
That's a whole other topic.
But, we find out, and as you watch the first episode, her father had a stroke in December. Yeah. And I guess while they were in the process of coming on the show and everything, so she didn't go on her first date. And then found out that the doctors are asking her put a not resuscitate order.
Right. They're considering a DNR, do not resuscitate. Yes. And they're weighing the options. That's a huge discussion, conversation.
Oh, man. That's hard, right?
Yeah.
And she's away from her family.
Right.
And so...
trying to work on a new relationship. Or work on a relationship that's been around for a while.
Right. 6 years they've been together. Right. He's cheated on her, and now they're trying to see if they want to take those next steps. And now this is happening, right? Yeah. So you're still trying to do life while you're trying to improve this relationship. Right. So we were thinking, like, how did they get on the show? Maybe they shouldn't have done this show. She was supposed to go on a date, and he's upset about her going out on a date. And then all of a sudden, the phone call comes in, and he's like, don't go out on the date. Right. And so they have all this going on. What I really appreciate about Dr. Nicole, she talks about them coming even closer together during this situation. Right. And so in episode 2, we see that, again, Mimi's sister's like, you need to come down here. I think this decision, we need to make it, and you need to be there. Yeah. And Dr. Nicole visits them and saying, hey, I think the show is not the right time for you guys. Yeah. I mean,
I appreciate that because, we know just from counseling that we've done and stuff with folks is that sometimes you've got to prioritize what you're looking to accomplish. Right. And for them to try and figure out this next phase of their relationship while an existing relationship for both of them, because he even recognizes and looks to her father as his dad. Yeah. A relationship is potentially ending due to death. Right. And then I'm trying to also figure out whether or not this relationship is going to move forward. Right. No, it was best for them to focus on that. Focus on the dad. Focus on that situation.
Focus on the dad. And also she kept asking them, stay connected with each other. Right. Bringing in someone else because they had to go out on a date and trying to determine if they want to even figure out if that's a good thing.
That would have been a recipe for disaster.
Right. So she's like, hey, guys, y'all need to focus on this. So they let them go. Yeah. From the show. Yeah. But we're going to have a new couple coming on.
And from the clips, the existing couples are like, they got more issues than we got. So.
Right. So we'll see how they work as they come on.
Right.
Obviously there's hundreds, thousands of people that are currently living together that may want to think about the decision of getting married.
Yeah.
So they do have a lot of opportunity to find someone else.
Absolutely.
So,
and in fact, we do relationship tips as well. So definitely you check out some of our other videos.
Yep.
We've got relationship tips that we're pulling from this show that we think will be helpful. So if you're in a situation where you're like, is my relationship going to last? Is this the one? How is this going to work out?
We have some tips
we have some tips that might help you in that. All right.
So let's go on. Let's talk about our next couple, Ashley, and he goes by Hollywood.
What up, Hollywood?
Hey, Kevin was like, I want to know his government name. I am not calling this man Hollywood. I said, but maybe he was born in Hollywood. Nah, he got a government name. I know he does. He's a secret spy.
So from what I can gather, it looks like Hollywood's name is Al. So what up, Al? Shout out to Al.
He's going to be calling him Al. I will continue to call him Hollywood.
I'll switch back and forth. I give you the respect to call you what you want to call, but I might call you Al sometimes. You know how sometimes when you do stuff and your mother or your father uses your whole name?
Okay.
So there might be some times where I say, look, Al, you needed to do something different, right?
All right. So let's kind of talk about it. So it's Hollywood's turn to go out on a date, so he gets the opportunity to meet someone else, meet someone new.
And Al puts it like, I get to go cheat without cheating.
Right.
It's basically what he's saying. He's like, look, I get to go out on this date, see what it's like with another woman, but I'm not cheating. At least she knows
what's
about
going on.
Right.
We want to work on to see where we're going, which I get it, right? Because he's indicating he wants to be a different person. He wants to show to Alicia that, that he's ready.
Right.
That he's like, I really want to settle down with you.
Yeah.
And so giving him this opportunity, like as she called it, refreshing, he's like, I get to refresh himself. So, so they're picking with each other and different things are going on. So he goes out on the date.
Yeah.
But before we get there, they kind of talk about how this session is about their past.
Right.
And moving on.
Absolutely.
And one of the fears he had, which I feel like we need to mention, is that he had the fear of failure. He wanted to be everything for Alicia as a husband.
Right.
And that made him pull back. See, Hollywood has a problem of pulling back.
Yeah.
Every time he feels like he has to be vulnerable or keep from her getting hurt, he pulls back.
Yeah, and that is something that they've got to figure out how to work through.
Right.
For him, he's got to figure out how to, instead of pulling back when I'm afraid, because there are times where we have fears, right?
Oh, yeah.
But in a relationship, and we can talk about this, we've been together for over 20 years, if I pull back every time I was afraid, we wouldn't have made it past year, 0.5, right?
Right.
So, and same thing for you.
Right.
So it's learning how to pull in together,
right,
when those fears, so that you can address them, so that now it can strengthen that bond, you can grow stronger.
So so when he gets back from the date, and she's like, "Hey, how'd it go?" He was like, "It was cool." She was cute. It was cool. And here, Ashley, she's like, "Okay, she's like, he didn't get off his date a good 24 hours. She's like, I'm going to be vulnerable. She's like, I really didn't even mind you going out with somebody else. So, and then he goes to, whoa, hold on. How you going to feel like that? Well, she's trying to tell him how she's feeling right at the moment and how she's lost some of the connection. He's concerned about how he's feeling.
Right.
So he's like, wow, how are you going to feel that way? I feel hurt by that.
Right.
But what he goes back into, that defensive mode, like, well, fine then. If you won't feel like that, then, I can do this more often and I can do this and I can do this. Again, we'll talk about it more in the relationship tip.
Yep.
But that kind of sets things off again between the two of them. So let's kind of just flow into our next couple. Michael and Shay.
Shay and Michael.
They're cuties,
if I could find another government name for Shay, I would. Shay needs one of those government names.
She needs one of government names.
So the issue with Michael and Shay, we get a little more into it, right?
Yeah.
So we find out that, remember just their story, was that they kind of connected.
Right.
She was still having feelings for an ex-boyfriend.
Right.
Went back with him. Michael was like, okay, moved on, moved away. He like really moved on, right. Like U-Haul truck moved on, right? Right. And got engaged. That didn't necessarily work out because that person, if I remember correctly, she left him, right? So he comes back, right? To Atlanta. They were engaged, right? Comes back to Atlanta,
and then all of a sudden they automatically move into
Shay again.
But what we find out is that she ghosted him. Shay ghosted Michael
Casper the
twice, yes, for this ex-boyfriend. Right. So he's like, hold on. First of all, you keep talking about I'm not showing emotion, but in my family, because it goes back. Hey guys, you gotta know these people's families. Who you hooking up with.
Yeah, you gotta. That's why you gotta meet family members. You gotta see the dynamics.
You gotta understand what's going on. Because he was like, my family, we don't tell each other that. We love each other. We're not very affectionate, emotional family. Right. So he tried to say, look, this is my foundation. And you kept ghosting me. You kept hurting me. So I got a wall up because I don't want to get hurt. You done left me twice.
And this is where I have an issue with Shay. Because Shay was like, well, I didn't know you feel that way. Well, when you going to get over it? When you going to forgive me?
Why you being so dramatic? First of all, he didn't... Hold on. How do we go from showing no emotion and now you're going to call him over dramatic about being ghost twice for your ex?
Right.
It's not like you didn't like, oh, I just don't want to be seen with nobody. I keep going back to the old dude.
And Dr. Nicole, she did put it, she was like, so let me make sure I understand this. You didn't care how he felt before, but now you want him to feel some kind of way and feel this deep connection with you when you ghosted him twice and you didn't care how he felt. Right. So listen, Shay came off like
Shady.
She was, yeah, she came off like she was trying to be the, like almost like she was trying to be the victim for a little bit. Oh yeah. Like he just don't want to connect with me.
He just don't want to show any emotion.
Well, you kicked the brother to the side not once, not twice, it been twice. So he's like, look, 3 times the strike, but I'm waiting for that one to hit.
Right, and then you just want me to get over it. Like you're just I forgot the word he used. Dismissing my feelings. Yes. So why would I want to connect with you? Do I want to be vulnerable? Listen, I'm fine. Look, men do want to be vulnerable. But at the same time, man, you can't hurt that ego to the point where they're like, you know what? I am not opening up to you. Forget it. Yeah. I'd rather go to my grave.
If I let you in and you cut me to the core, I can still hang with you. Right. But I'm not letting you in as far until I really feel that wound is healed. Right. Right. And so for Michael, he's got a wound that he's trying to let get healed.
I can't understand.
So I can't fault Michael. I can't fault your government name.
I can't. I got to give it to him. You know, what he's saying is making sense to me. I'm like, okay. Now, what I don't understand is that he still kept coming back. So we thought about this, you know.
Is it the familiarity of at least I know this pain as opposed to a new pain? Yeah. So there's some things I would really, you know.
Like, why you keep doing it? I wouldn't go back. Like, because
I'll be honest. Twice? If you ghost me twice and I move back, I may say, hey, what's up? But that's it. I'm keeping it pushing.
Look, Atlanta has a lot of chocolate.
I lived in Atlanta for a few years. Atlanta has, especially like around the AUC, that college campus, it was like, what, 9-1? Listen, there's a lot more in Atlanta to be concerned about.
Man, so he could have moved on. And we got to, I want to put a little focus on Dr. Nicole because she has some tips that she was throwing in there. I was like, oh, I never heard this before. She mentioned this while they were in their group session. And she was talking about men need to perfect the temperature in their household. And she was trying to say that you are the thermometer. You create the temperature you want in your household. Don't complain about it getting real icy or getting real hot in your home when you keep changing the temperature. I was like, whoa. Yeah. So Dr. Nicole ain't playing. Yeah. She's giving it both to the men and the women. Absolutely. And so I feel like she's balancing out what's going on in these relationships because I mean, we're very adamant in this group about showing when we don't like something.
Yeah. So
I would say, guys, y'all need to tune in. Yes. Listen, if you see yourself in that, put it in the comments like, I'm feeling where Michael's right on here. Hey, if you're feeling Hollywood and what he's saying, because she also, Dr. Nicole, makes this great comment about how you're going to give him out of jail free card, meaning, hey, you're going to release him for what he's done from the past, but then you turn around and lock him back up for what he did. Yeah. So they both have to come to an agreement like, I'm going to let go of this. Yes. Right? But at the same time, you can't push away when she's trying to be vulnerable and honest about how she felt about what you did. Yeah. So absolutely. I think we just need to stay tuned.
Yep. So listen, let us know in the comments your thoughts. Let us know which couple you think is on the right path, or at least moving forward properly, or if they had a setback, or if something that you saw that we didn't see. Let us know.
Let us know.
We are proud of all of your comments. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And I think that's it for right now. Hey. So listen, we'll see you next video, all right? Be blessed.